The Montreal Canadiens are facing off against the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I'm not much of a betting man myself.
I'll stay.
But because we're in Vegas, I'm betting on the Canadiens and Montembeault to come out the winners tonight and finally get Montembeault looking like he's in game shape. Vegas is a prove-it team. They've been playing subpar lately, but this could be a measuring stick type game for the Montreal Canadiens. Can they do it? Can they win in Vegas on the road? Let's talk about it.
I can't really hear what Jeremy says because I got my 2 Stanley Cup rings stuck in my ear.
Kind of weird watching a game this early, a 5 o'clock Atlantic game. What's neat about this, at least for me, is that maybe I'll be able to edit this video early enough and get to bed because I've got a big weekend of being super dad. The Montreal Canadiens are on a 2-game win streak. Let's see if they can keep that going. Vegas has lost their last 3 games. They're kind of slumping. So can the Canadiens take advantage of that and pull out a win tonight? But before I get to the recap, I'd like you to consider maybe subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you as part of the community. We're getting so close to 20,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, guys. I feel like if I get 20,000 subscribers, that's going to be like my icebreaker, a huge feather in my cap. Like, I can't believe we made it this far in just a little bit over 1 year. Thank you again for your continued support. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Subscribers, you can help me out as well. Just hit that like button or hype the video or whatever, because I think it helps me out for some reason. So we start where we always start, avec la formation de départ. And it's interesting tonight. It's an interesting one. Our forwards, we got Caufield, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slafkovský, Kapanen, Demidov, Texier, Evans, and Anderson. Yeah, Texier draws in. Jared Davidson's going to sit the night out, and Florian Xhekaj is going to play with Veleno and Gallagher. So that's kind of neat. No défenseur or defenseman. We got Matheson, a newly signed man, signed a contract today, $6 million for 5 years. Very team-friendly deal, hometown hero. And thank you very much to Jeff Molson, who paid out a lot of that in bonus. Matheson, of course, continues to be matched up with Dobson. And we got Struble, Hudson, Xhekaj, Arbor that is, and Carrier. No gardien, our goalies. Samuel Montembeault back in net. Dobesh is sitting this one out, almost certainly playing against Colorado tomorrow. I don't know if they've announced it officially, but I mean, that's got to be it, right? Yeah, the goalie matchup tonight, Montembeault versus Schmid, Akira Schmid. I'm not familiar with this guy. Has he been around for a while? I don't know if I've got his young gun. So they drop the puck in the first, and a scary moment right away as Vegas comes in off the rush. The puck finds its way into an open net type situation, but gets cleared, thankfully. Both teams were kind of trying to figure each other out. Montreal, I felt like they were trying to pace themselves along Vegas, who didn't know how to figure out Montreal. And that's kind of how the rest of the game goes, honestly. Vegas could not figure out Montreal. But we do see Theodore get a chance carrying the puck into the zone, draws a slash from Matheson. In fact, Matheson, I think, had a very bad giveaway and he took a penalty early in the game. So I guess that's what happens when you sign a contract. The pressure kind of comes off, right? Start making mistakes. Just kidding. Just kidding. Matheson was actually really good for the rest of the night. Now on the penalty kill, Montembeault is definitely the best penalty killer on the ice. Vegas barely left the zone for this power play. It was tense. And then Monty continues to stuff the Knights. He's looking like his old self, putting up 11 saves, sometimes very difficult saves in the first period. Vegas now takes a frustrating offensive zone penalty. You hate when this happens to your team, but you know what? It would prove costly almost right away because Montreal scores on the delayed penalty.
He'll skate it in. Caufield lets it go. Slafkovský protects in the corner. In front, Bolduc score!
Bolduc makes it 1-0. What a pass here by Slaf. Brilliant vision, sees the entire sheet in front of him. Woof, what a beautiful pass by Slaf here. I mean, keep doing this stuff, buddy, because it's going to benefit you. Caufield also gets an apple on this one, and the Habs are off to a great start. Now we see Kapanen. He can't believe that he gets fed in front like this, but can't solve Schmid, who somehow finds the puck. Then, shortly after getting robbed by Schmid, he's going to get robbed again. Kapanen again denied by Schmid. Wow, Kapanen, this is going to haunt you, bud. The Habs are now playing with their food a little bit as we get later into the first period. Sustained zone time here. They were in for a good long time. Vegas really can't figure Montreal out. Montreal, in turn, is playing a very blue-collar, tough, standard game. If they could find this resting level for all of their games, man, they would do really well. Now we're getting near the end of the first period and a scary moment because the puck gets in front. However, Montreal is saved by the buzzer. Going to the second period, up by 1. Montreal is looking good. Second period starts, and can they continue that momentum into the second period? Yes, they can.
Poke that, otherwise Vegas would have had a odd man rush. Cole Caufield, score!
2-0 Montreal, Cole Caufield. Did I really just see that puck go in? Did that go in? Did it really go in? What a shot by Caufield. And you know what? Caufield has an amazing shot, but who makes this play is Alexandre Carrier, who makes a great save at the blue line to keep the puck alive, gets it to Caufield, and the magician puts it inside the net. Now, some more unbelievable stuff. I can't believe that this continues to happen. Zachary Whitecloud is the newest Montreal opponent that will leave the ice with a few teeth less and a face full of blood. Hopefully, his dentist bill is not going to be too high, but this is the latest in the string of players getting hit in the face with the puck. Eating rubber, as we are starting to call it. Montembeault now shutting down Eichel. Eichel thought that he had this one for sure. He throws his head back as Montembeault gobbles it up. There's a scramble now in front of the net. Stuff is going on behind the play with Suzuki and Stone. Caufield gets the puck in kind of an open net situation, but can't put it in. He puts it off the post. Cut to Mark Stone. He's looking frustrated, getting his eye dealt with here. He's got a little bit of blood. He didn't like how Suzuki played him on the zone entry, and Suzuki did get his hands caught up into his jersey. So I understand his frustrations. And now Caufield again with a brilliant opportunity, but can't find the net. And Caufield's not done. Listen to this.
And now a breakaway. Suzuki and Caufield. Caufield cutting in. Shot off the post.
Caufield off the post again. At this point, he could have had a hat trick in post shots. The post is fighting back too strong. And I think that Caufield had 2 shots on the night. He easily hit the post like 3 times and had like 5 high danger opportunities. Now Jake Evans is going to have a high danger opportunity, but can't beat Schmidt. However, at least they're going on the power play after this one because Hutton panics, swipes at the puck and sends it over the glass in his own zone. That's going to be a delay of game. There was nothing doing on the power play in the second period. It's going to carry over into the third, but just a great period by Montreal. I love when they play this way, a very business-like game, battling their opponents, winning 50-50s, being strong on the puck, forechecking, back-checking, setting up properly in the defensive zone, setting up properly and waiting for lanes to open up in the offensive zone. They turned the puck over here and there, but what ended up happening was a lot of neutral zone battles and back and forth, not allowing Vegas to get into their zone easily. I just really like their play in the second period and in the first period towards the end. So the third period starts. I want to see another all business period.
Had it, got the crowd murmuring, but he couldn't get the shot off. Here's Evans cutting in. Jake Evans, score!
Jake Evans, 3-0 right away. This is beautiful what Texier does here. He's fantastic. He recognizes that the play is turning around. He moves up quickly, allows the game to transition. In the neutral zone, he bumps the puck to Evans, gets it on his stick. Evans moves in all alone and solves Schmid. Great pass by Texier here. I think this probably earns him another game at the very least. And while we're talking about Texier, how about this neat little through the legs pass here that I noticed? He might have the skill to hang for a little while. I wrote him off quite a bit. I watched a lot of what he could do when it was sounding like he was coming to Montreal, essentially as soon as he was put on waivers for the purpose of contract termination. And I wasn't overly impressed. I mean, he does look like he has some incredible puck handling capabilities, and he could be a shootout magician. But I wonder about how he finds chemistry with the lines that he's going to be able to be put on. It feels now like Montreal is trying to play a suffocating game against their opponents, slow the game down a little bit, remove any sort of momentum that the Knights could get. Really try hard to get Montembeault that shutout. Don't start any fights. Don't start a physical game that might get your opponent mad and reignite like an energetic type game. And with 5 minutes left, Vegas is actually trying to crack things open, trying to find that momentum. One goal could change the tide of the game.
Was Hutton into the corner. Centering feed, Stone all alone. Stone, loose, score!
And that's exactly what happens. Stone makes it 3-1. An awful lapse here defensively by the Montreal Canadiens. Evans goes in to help in the corner. The puck spills out. And man, I feel like I've seen this a million times. Stone is all alone, like completely all alone in front of the net. Texier and Anderson are caught puck watching, like big time. One of them should have had the presence of mind to get onto Stone, but Stone grabs the puck and he finds a way past Montembeault. Getting closer to the end of the game here, Vegas is fighting to get into the zone. Montreal is not letting them get into the zone easy. It does get pretty tense. Vegas is definitely making a push, but Juraj Slafkovský is going to bury this one.
Zuki with it towards the net. Valeno's right in front. One last try. Slafkovský score.
Empty net goal, 4-1. They ice it. Marner is back there trying his best to be a road hockey goaltender, but he can't keep the puck out of the crease, and it finds its way in. 4-1, and 4-1 will be the final score. Ole, ole, ole. Breaks out in Vegas. There's enough Montreal fans to fill probably a couple of sections in Vegas, apparently. And this is a great game for the Montreal, a prove-it game against a team that is considered a legitimate Stanley Cup competitor. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see if we can do that against Colorado, who did lose tonight. I was hoping that Montreal might break Colorado's win streak, but we'll just have to start them off on a losing streak instead. Yeah, what did you think of the game? Do you have any notes against the Montreal Canadiens? There's not a whole lot to say outside of that lapse where Stone got that goal. There was definitely giveaways, times that they got sewed into their zone a little bit longer than they should have. But all in all, I thought this was a very business-like game and a game that I like to see the Montreal Canadiens produce. That's going to do it for me though, guys. I'm going to call it a night early. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a fun weekend planned for yourselves. I've got to bring my son to jiu-jitsu tomorrow, and it's going to be a fun weekend. I don't know what we could do outside of that. We've definitely started putting up Christmas decorations, but with my wife at work, I'd like to wait until she got back so we can put up more decorations as a family, and we haven't set up the tree yet. That's kind of something you like to do as a family, right? Yeah, just been feeling good lately. Excited for Christmas, excited for the holidays. Hope you are too. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. I love hearing from you. But yeah, like I said, that's going to do it for me, guys. You know what to do. Like the video, helps you out with search results, I think. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We're so close to 20,000 subscribers. Help me out. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.
Allow myself to introduce myself.